Jesus was also intolerant of hypocrisy. Now, when I say hypocrisy, it's not merely saying one thing and doing another. We all do that, and we should humbly admit when we fail. The real kind of hypocrisy that Jesus went after is the self-righteousness kind, where we pretend we're without sin, where we're holier than thou. We put on this self-righteous mask, and we just think we're so much better than everyone else. And unbelievers go after this, and they should. In fact, I had the opportunity to debate Christopher Hitchens a couple of times. I don't know if you know who he is. He was a brilliant British atheist. And since he had a British accent, he sounded even more brilliant. And by the way, you can watch both debates on our website for free, crossexamine.org. There's about 100 other videos up there. Anyway, in our first debate, he talked about all the evil religious people were doing. To which I agreed. Yes, religious people have done a lot of evil, but on atheism, what do you mean by evil? Because if atheism's true, there's no such thing as evil. Why? Because there's no such thing as good. You see, in order for something to be not right, something has to be right. And in order for something to be right, there has to be a standard of right beyond humanity, an unchangeable, authoritative moral standard. That's what we would call God. So if you're saying something's evil, you have to admit there's something good. But if there's something good, that can only exist if God exists. So atheists are actually stealing from God to argue against him. They have to sit in God's lap to slap his face. In fact, you could put it this way: the shadows prove the sunshine. In order to have shadows, you have to have sunshine. Oh, you can have sunshine without shadows. You can have good without evil, but you can't have evil without good. You can't have shadows without sunshine. So evil does not disprove God. Evil may prove there's a devil out there, but it doesn't disprove God, because there'd be no such thing as evil unless there was good, and there'd be no such thing as good unless God existed. So after I went through that with Hitchens, I said, but Christopher, you're right. Religious people have done evil things. In our second debate, I held up the Bible. I said, look, Christopher, I'm a hypocrite. I can't live up to this book. But if I could, I wouldn't need a Savior. I mean, if I was perfect, I wouldn't need Jesus, and nobody else would either if they were perfect. So when you say we're doing evil, you're actually kind of proving our worldview. And when people say, look, I can't go to church because there's too many hypocrites down there, I always say, come on down, pal, we got room for one more. I mean, we're all hypocrites. That's what the church is. It's a hospital for sinners. It's not a country club for saints. Yes, I know theologically we're saints because Christ has given us his righteousness, but practically we do evil too. So of course we're hypocrites. That's why we need one another. That's why we need Christ. Now, if you notice, Christopher Hitchens, he's a brilliant guy, but he wrote a book called God Is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything. He was just mad at God. If you read the book, he was just really mad at God, which is why I summed up both of the debates this way. I said, you can sum up Christopher Hitchens' book in one sentence. Here it is. There is no God, and I hate him.